Hey, loves. I hope you all are doing amazing. I hope you're doing wonderful. I wanted to come on here today and talk about a topic um, surrounding social media. And I thought a friend and I was having a conversation about this, and I said, you know what, that would be a good discussions to share with my YouTube viewers on my channel. So I have my journal here of information and things that I have written down for today's video. And so that way I don't forget, guys. I'm somebody who needs to write things down. If I don't write it down, more than likely I will forget some. Not everything, but some. And sometimes that could be the important ones. So it's your girl Annie here. Make sure you like my video. Make sure you follow me, you subscribe. Make sure you leave your comments, your thoughts, and everything below, okay? Thank you. So today's video is about the effects of social media and how is it that social media affects you personally? How does social media affect you? So that was a interesting question. How does social media affect you? Just sit back and think about it, okay? So, um, I personally like to describe social media as a illusion. That's how I call it. I tell people this all the time. They laugh. They say, you know what? I've never really thought about it that way. To me, social media is like an illusion because you are just literally opening this app and you're just going to see people's pictures and their lives, and their videos. And it's an illusion because you don't know these people in real life. You don't know what's beneath everything that they post. You don't know their situation, their circumstances. So I always like to describe social media as an illusion. Mind you, it has been a great platforms for different reasons in terms of businesses and networking. But beyond all of that, I like to look at it as an illusion. That's how I describe it. And, it gets deeper than that. So the question is, how does social media affect you personally? So you come on this app, you're looking at people's picture of what they post, but the reality of their life and everything that's happening, you don't know that. So your assumption of these people is what you are seeing. And mind you, I'm only speaking about people you really don't know, because the truth is that majority of the people we follow on social media, we don't really know them. We follow them, because maybe they're influencers or whatever reason it is that you follow them, you don't really know them. So you don't know their reality. You don't know what's behind a photo. But what I've come to realize is that the younger people in this generation, our generation, are heavily influenced by social media because they are on this app constantly and they are just following people and following their lifestyle and following that the things that they're doing, and they don't realize what is actually behind all of maybe how they're getting all these wealth or designers items or this new car. They don't realize that. And you find sometimes that the effects of this could be that some people envy other people without knowing what truly this person is going through, for this lifestyle that is being portrayed on their social media platform. And mind you, some of these people could be working hard. Some of them really, could be making legit money. But then again, like I'm saying, you don't know that. So you may be affected by that, thinking that, oh, okay, well, maybe I'm not doing as well as this person, or maybe I should work harder. You could be hard on yourself because of this illusion that you're seeing. Is a very deceptive platform, because you don't know, like I said. So, one thing I want to touch on is that, and I noticed this because it started to happen to me at one point. This was years back. So you're on social media, you're following your friends, you're following your family, and your people who you look up to or influence you and all of that. You're following them, and social media can be a habit of you shopping a lot. You could be just seeing stuff. Oh, this is cute. You go on your feed and you're seeing things and you're seeing people's picture and you're like, oh, this is cute. I want to shop. I want to shop. I mean, there's been a couple of times, and I know you cannot say this haven't happened to you. There's a couple of times where you're on social media, you see something and you think it's so cute and you have to have it, and eventually you end up buying it. That has happened to me a couple of times. So it can be very, draining to your pockets if you're not mindful of how much you know things you're seeing and wanting, because you can end up putting yourself in a financial situation because you want something that you see that you like, that is so tempting, because you're like, I want to try that, or this is nice. So be mindful of that. Um and you would just realize that you're just shopping unnecessarily. You may be acquiring things that necessarily you don't need, but because you're on this app that's so tempting, you see things that you like and you want to get it. So what do? You end up getting it. So that could also be, in some ways, it could affect you as well. Another way is that you going on the app, scrolling down, seeing people, lifestyle, and thinking that your life is not good enough. You have to realize that everybody have a certain way that they live their lives. So you cannot be easily influenced by what you see. Um, you could look at your life and say, okay, well, maybe my relationship is not good enough, because you see happy couples posting all the time, or you see people posting with designer things, and you feel like, okay, my life is not good enough because I'm not doing that. But the truth of the matter is that, again, you don't know. You're only just looking at the picture that you're seeing of them. And I'm emphasizing on that because truly, what is behind that picture? A person can come and take a picture like me right now. I could sit here, take a picture, smile, look pretty, and all of that. But then maybe 5 minutes ago, I was on the phone with, my man, and we were arguing. I could have been crying about something, but I'm just using that as a example. So you're looking at this picture, oh, it's beautiful, she looks nice, but then only I know the story behind, the picture. So be careful to judge yourself based on what you're seeing, is being posted by people's lives. Be careful how you perceive that with your own life, okay? Another thing too is there is a process in life, right? So when we're young, we go to, elementary school, we go to high school, we go to college. Life itself has a phase. So when you start seeing young influencers maybe making tons of money and doing things that you feel like, oh, how come I'm not doing this at this age? Like, don't do that. Don't judge yourself on that, because life itself truly have a phase, and everybody faces different. There is a phase in life. There is a step to life. Yeah, mind you that social media has been a great platform to make, people rich overnight. Things go viral, stuff happen for people. But there is a phase in life, no matter how big you may get, life has a certain phase. You go through the process of going to elementary school, being a kid, going to middle school, going to high school, then going to college if that's your choice. So there is a phase to that. And at this point, when you see young people on social media, like really young people flaunting all these wealth, like a 21-year-old, for example, maybe flaunting like say a Bentley or something, and you're sitting here judging yourself. No, don't do that. You are 21 years old. You don't need a Bentley. There is a phase in life. So you cannot judge yourself based on what you see that person post, and mind you, she may be an influencer, her money may be legit, but there is a phase in life. Usually most 21-year-olds, averagely is not going to have a Bentley, and that's okay, because at the age of 21, that's not what most 21-year are going to acquire. A Bentley, no, they're thinking about college, they're damn near a couple of years out of high school and just trying to get their life together. So take it easy on yourself and step back, and don't let that reality become your reality. So I feel that the illusion of social media have really deceived a lot of younger people in this generation. And I feel that you have to be strong will. You have to be strong minded to realize that, this is me, this is who I am. You have to stay true to yourself. A lot of people are easily influenced, they're easily manipulated. And sad to say this, but I feel like at the rate we're going in life and the way the generation seems to be, it seems like a lot of people are easily influenced. And you have to be a strong minded person to know that, nah, like, I don't have to have that. I don't have to be this way. It's okay for you to just be you and take that step and that phases, as it comes to you in your life. So be grateful for what you have, okay? So another thing I want to say too in this video is that um if you ever feel the need to take a break from social media app, I know I do it at least about twice, sometimes 3 times a year. I uninstall the app, just to take a breather from it, especially if I'm busy. Sometimes when I'm traveling, I don't want to be bothered with social media and all of that. So I just uninstall the app, and enjoy my vacation, enjoy my time. My man and I, we enjoy our time. And I'm not somebody who's very social media. The way I look at it is that that's my personal app that I created. So for the most part, I only post my picture on there. I'm very private when it comes to my personal life and what I post on that platform. So just take it easy on yourself, like I'm saying, guys. So 5 things that I recommend that could be of help to you when you're coming back to reality. Once you're off that platform, you now have to tell yourself, you know what, let me come back to reality. So here's 5 things that could bring you back to reality, as you are, taking this breather off this era of social media that we live in. So number one thing that could help you is reading a book, guys. Whatever happened to reading, the era of reading? Get a book. I love to read. I have this right here. I have books all over the house. Reading is an escape. It puts you in a different mindset, and it's knowledge. You learn. There's hidden things in books and documentary and things like that. Documentaries and things like that. That could bring knowledge to you. So reading is something that could help you. To escape that reality of social media. Another thing that I have written down is go and take a walk. Sometimes just put your phone away and just take a walk, especially when the weather is nice. You wake up in the morning, go for a walk, take a breather. You owe it to yourself, take a walk, take a stroll around your neighborhood. Take fresh air. It makes you feel better and it makes you feel good. So that's a good thing, that can also help in getting back to reality. I also have cooking. Learn how to cook new meals. I love to cook. It saves you money. You don't always have to eat out. Cook. Learn. Hey, YouTube, right? That's another social media platform that I love. Even when I'm not on Instagram, I like to be on YouTube because I always say it's a time machine. You learn so much, so many things you want to learn. You can literally just learn it from YouTube. So, learn learn to cook different meals. Maybe something that you've tried in a restaurant that you really like, you can make that at home. Just, find a YouTuber who is creating that meal and learn it step by step. So that's something that could bring you back to reality. Cooking, cooking, enjoying your food, eating, and save some money too while you're doing it. Another thing that I have written down is find yourself a hobby that you love doing, whether it's traveling. Now, I know that that's a very expensive hobby, which I love, but not everybody can, just get up and just go and travel. But find your hobby you love doing, whether it's writing, journaling, exercising, or some kind of sports that you like doing. Find you a hobby to do, to escape that social media world, and give yourself time in doing something active. So get a hobby, your favorite hobby, emphasize on that, and do that. The last thing I have written down is start up something that you're passionate about, because that will take your time. One thing about social media I realize is that it's time, it eats up our time. It's time consuming. Like literally, you will see yourself just strolling through the app and looking at picture and clicking here and clicking there and commenting here and stuff like that. And before you realize it, literally, you have been on the app for like an hour, 2 hours before you know it. And it's crazy, but literally, I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. So find something that you're passionate about doing, like volunteering, charity organizations, you know, just something that you're passionate about doing. Some people like making things. Some people like doing hair. Find something you're passionate about that could take up some of your time. That's that brings you back to reality. That takes your time away from social media. Something that you're physically doing that you're passionate about. So find something that you're passionate about that you can do that can make you escape that social media world. And last but not least, before I end this video, this is what I want to say. It is absolutely okay, guys, to take a break from social media. It is absolutely okay. There is nothing wrong with you taking a breather. There is nothing wrong with you just, sometimes you need to do that, just to be away from the platform. I believe too much of everything is just not good for us. So it's okay to take a break from those things sometimes. I am a prime example of that. I literally had to teach myself because I grew up in the era of social media, right? So we loved it. Like, how can you not? Now, me personally, the only social media platform I have is Instagram. I don't have a Facebook account. I closed that about like 10 or 11 years ago. Never went back on it. I don't have a Snap. I have the app for pictures because your girl love pictures, but I have the app, but I've never like put up a Snap story or anything like that. So yeah, Instagram is pretty much the only platform I have, and then YouTube too, because that could also be considered some sort of social media platform, even though it's videos, but it is a platform of social media in this generation. So Instagram is pretty much the only social media app I have. So back to what I'm saying is that it's okay for you to take a break and on these apps, and if you find it being a bit too much for you, because it can be draining to your psyche. I've read articles about this. I've read stories on people talking about, the effects of it on them and how they felt better once they got rid of the app. And literally, I know some people, I know like two friends who don't really have any social media platform, and they enjoy it. They don't miss it because they don't have it anymore. So I say all that to say is, I say all that to say that be easy on yourself. Life has phases. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Know that another person reality is probably not what it seemed like, because again, it's an illusion. You're only seeing, you really don't know the real story. So I just want to put this message out there, mostly to the younger generation, um, to know that life in itself have phases. All right. So guys, that is all I have. I am getting ready to go out. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Like, comment, subscribe, share your thoughts. I want to hear what you have to say. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.